Hey my book friends, it's me Gayla back with another video. As requested, I am going to do a book video this time. So since it's a rainy, gloomy, yucky day, I thought what better day to do a haul of all the scary books that I've been accumulating. So I have here in my lap a crimson basket full of spooky books that I will now share with you. I came downstairs. This is the only good light I could find here in front of my bookshelf, which is like my spooky corner of the house. I know upstairs in the toy room it's like super pastel, but anyway, I read mostly spooky books, and this is just like my little corner where it's always Halloween. Okay, I have two of the Green Mile books. So when the Green Mile was first released, it came in a series like this in these small books. So I've got number 2, which is The Mouse on the Mile, and number 5, which is Night Journey. Sorry about the glare. And these are by Signet. So I have a few Stephen King Signet, wrong way, Gayla, paperbacks right there. So let me know if you want to see a bookshelf tour. Somebody asked me for one over on TikTok, and I haven't uploaded over there in forever. So if that's something you're interested in seeing, please let me know. Okay, I have a vintage paperback. This is Fear by L. Ron Hubbard. Synopsis says, a novel of compelling suspense. Professor James Lowry didn't believe in spirits, witches, or demons until a gentle spring evening when his hat disappeared and suddenly he couldn't remember the last 4 hours of his life. So, something whispers a warning from the shadows. If you find your hat, you'll find your 4 hours. If you find your 4 hours, then you will die. And then it's got blurbs by Ray Bradbury, Robert Bloch, and Ellery Queen. So must be pretty legit. Yeah. I don't know anything about this author. I've heard the name. And let's see if there is a copyright date. So it looks like the first was 1940 and this one is from 1995. So that's really cool. Looks awesome. It's a pretty good copy to be from the 90s. And then I also have Homecoming by Matthew J. Costello. And the blurb down here references Cape Fear. So I thought that would be worth picking up. It's a Berkeley. And I have a couple of Berkeley paperbacks. And this one is from 1992. So I don't think I'm going to read the synopsis on all of these just to keep things moving along. But if you want to look them up, you're more than welcome to. And then I have a pretty beat up copy of Misery, and it's also a Signet. And I don't think I had this one. No. So that's cool. I can put it with my other Stephen King Signet. I have several different Stephen King collections. I collect the hotter editions, which aren't over here. They're across the room on my built-ins. These old paperbacks, and then also the gallery editions, and just whenever I can find them, I pick them up. You know, first printing hardcovers, just any Stephen King book I collect. So I've been reading his books in publication order, and I actually got turned on to that by MyReadingisOdd, who has a really great book channel if you like reading weird stuff. But anyway, really old copy of Misery, a Signet. You know, it's fine. Pretty battered, but I think this one came from a little free library, so. There's so many song references. Okay, so this one's from 88. So this book is a year younger than me. I'm not sure if this is quite horror. I think it qualifies as Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. I've never read the book, but I have seen the movie, which was wild because I've never been addicted to anything other than coffee, or I've never taken any kind of drugs, so it was extra trippy for me. I got this copy of Frankenstein. I recently read Frankenstein, and whew, it gave me depression. I'm not gonna lie, it was depressing. Now I think this is like a young reader's copy because it is illustrated. There's illustrations. Yeah, this is Dalmatian Press. And I just really liked the art. I collect different copies of Dracula, like if I like the way that they look. So I've got a few here next to my little, you can see my little vampire plush that I got from TheCrystalSloth. Yeah, this one's only from 2013, so it's not very old. I prefer older books, but I thought this was a really cool, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to bump you, a really cool addition to add to my collection. I would like to collect different copies of the classics like Frankenstein and Dracula. I also collect different copies of Alice in Wonderland too. If I like the way that they look, I'll pick them up. This one's Geek Love. I have heard some things about this, and I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not sure if I'm prepared to read it. This is a very well-loved copy, and I think I got this one from a little free library too. I know that Alex over at the Bookkubus has read it, and also Kelsey at Slime and Slashers, and they both liked it. I mean, I think it's pretty horrific. So it's about, I don't know a nice way to say it, like human oddities, and they're creating their own family, I guess, of human oddities for sideshow purposes, I believe is my understanding. So I imagine it can be pretty horrific. I just think about that one episode of the X-Files, and we're not going to talk about that. But yeah, that's all I know going into it, and I don't know if I'm prepared to read it yet or not. But I found it for free in the free little library, so I picked it up. Got another copy of 5 Minute Mysteries. I had one of these that I picked up, so I grabbed this one. But I'll be honest with you, I have not been reading the first one. I've done a couple of them, and it's just not captivating me enough. There was one, maybe it's just because I'm like really sinister, but like the crime ones aren't as interesting as the ones, like for some reason the ones that have fatalities, I am more invested and actually care about solving the mysteries, whereas if it's just like a crime, you know, like espionage is the one that I gave up on. I'm just not interested. So I don't know what that says about me as a person, but maybe we'll try it. You know, this is a good one to keep in the car. I'm a delivery person, so I have a little bit of downtime sometimes in between deliveries, and it's nice to hammer out, you know, a chapter or two in books. I'm sorry, I'm having to use my cheap tripod today. It's really rickety. I think I thrifted this one, or I got it from the library book sale. I can't remember, but it's UFOs, The Final Answer, and this is my jam. I love all this weird stuff. I was that weird little kid that would check out books like this from the library, and I am planning on showing some of my childhood books that I've recently reacquired in a video, so if you're interested in that, let me know. It's not really going to be like fairy tales or what, like Black Beauty and the stuff that like typical 90s girls liked, Magic Attic and stuff like that. That wasn't me. I was a Goosebumps and aliens and monsters kind of kid. So that might be of interest to some people. And if it is, you're definitely my people. So this is from 1997, and the original copyright is from 1993. So this is looks like a first reprinting of the first printing of the 97 edition. So that's cool. And it was put out by Barnes & Noble. So this was probably one of those like shelf filler kind of books, you know. But that's okay, because I'm into it. The film copy of Scary Stories 3, More Tales to Chill Your Bones. And you see it's got the still from the movie. I don't have any of the movie edition ones. I do have all of these, a few different versions of the Scary Stories, because that was one of my earliest introductions to horror, and I cherish these books. And a lot of people that I've seen reread them as adults say that they're not scary, but a lot of these stories do still scare me. I think the difference being I grew up in a rural area, and these are folklore. And for the most part, you know, folklore is not going to be scary to you if you've never lived out in the country or visited the country or been somewhere where there aren't street lights, alone in the dark, near the woods at night. So that maybe that's why. I don't know. They do scare me. And then I thrifted this one that was out. They had it out at Halloween with the Halloween books. So this is The Thrill of Fear, 250 Years of Scary Entertainment by Walter Kendrick. This looks like an anthology horror. I don't think it's specifically film, even though you see Elsa Lancaster here on the cover. The blurbs are all for a different book that the author wrote. Let's see if we can find a year. First edition, 1991. So that's cool. I'll definitely be interested to check this out. We love a horror anthology. And it's about, you know, it's not non-fiction, but it's not fiction. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not an anthology of stories. So that should be a good time. Okay, and the rest is just straight garbage. I think it's all like romance, paranormal romance, trash. I'm a monster romance girly. I love monster romance. I recently read A Soul to Keep, and I loved it so much. This one is Silhouette Shadows, 3 Romantic Stories from the Dark Side of Love. So, no clue what it is. I haven't heard of any of these authors. So, we'll check it out. We'll give it a go. And then I've got 2 Heather Grahams. This is the Crew of Hunters series, Heart of Evil and Sacred Evil. And I think the reason I picked these up is supposed to be like a paranormal romance, but it's also set in New Orleans, which is local to me. I'm only about an hour away, so. And then a VC Andrews. I read My Sweet Audrina this year, and I'll be honest, I don't know if I want to read any more VC Andrews. I picked this up prior to reading that, but I can't resist them when they have the step back cover. So this is Melody. So when I read the synopsis, it sounds a lot like My Sweet Audrina. I guess those are like, there's recurring themes in VC Andrews stories. They're all set in the South. There's always somebody with a disability. There's always like a weird father figure, and it always centers around a young woman. So I honestly don't know if I'm going to read that or not, but I did pick it up. And then this last one is, it looks like a monster romance. It's Crescent Moon. When the Moon Changes Its Shape, Temptation and Terror Become One by Lori Handerlin. And this is a night creature novel. So obviously about a werewolf, and that's good enough for me to pick it up. So that's my spooky, scary book haul. Let me know what you liked, what you thought. Leave a comment down in the comment section, and let's have a conversation. Remember, the world's a better place with you here in it, and you matter. And by the way, I like you just the way you are. I'm starting to get back into the swing of filming a little bit. So let me know also if you want to see a bookshelf tour, if you want to see what I read last year, or Christmas reading plans. Yeah, those are the 3 like bookish videos I have rolling around in my head. So let me know which one you would like to see next, and I'll be happy to film that for you. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this and spend time with me today. I really appreciate it. I hope that you're having a great day or night wherever you are, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.